Sometimes people are curious about the differences between Eichler homes. It seems obvious to them that if they were all built by Mr. Eichler, and they're all post and beam houses, and they all have a lot of glass on the back side of the house, that there must be virtually no difference between Eichler homes. And that, of course, is not the case. Eichler homes have extreme individuality, not only because of the architectural design varying from one house to another, but also because of the way the occupants develop their lifestyle in the house and project it in what they put in the house. So it's been a very interesting career for me over all these years to help people differentiate between one Eichler home and another. For one thing, some are much smaller and some are much larger. Another characteristic that defines different Eichler homes is that some are flat top. There is no change in the elevation of the house. Some are two-level flat tops, where one part of the house, the back, is 2 feet taller than the 8-foot elevation of the front part of the house. Some are what we call A-frames, like this. Some are hip roofs, where there are 2 separate elevations of the elevated roof. And many of the floor plans are very gently elevated roofs that come to a single point in the middle. There are very few that are shed roof, very, very few, which would be like this with some sort of reversion back to the 8-foot elevation at some point in the house. Then there came the evolution of the atrium. The atrium came into play somewhere around 1958. And the first atriums that were built were in what was called the E111. The atrium was not terribly large. It was probably 12 by 15 feet. And it was in a flat top house. But it was, of course, revolutionary because the atrium is a hole in the middle of the house, very much like a donut. And the atrium concept goes clear back to the Greeks. What it does for us in Eichler homes is it provides light on both sides of the rooms that surround the atrium, not just on the outside of the house, but on the inside. And it provides multiple accesses to the house. Many houses that are conventional in design have a front door. When you enter the front door, you're usually in some kind of a small vestibule, and it's from that point that the traffic is dispersed all over the house. It's a very crowded place in the house, and it's noisy, and it creates tension and pressure, and the kids leave all their stuff around, and it's not terribly satisfactory. Most Eichler homes, particularly if they have an atrium, have 3, 4, 5 entrances into the house. They can go directly into their room or into the side of the house that is located near their room. They can go directly into the family room. They can go directly into the living room, or they can go directly into rooms that may be on the other side of the house. People find how, to their amazement, how it reduces the tension and pressure of a lot of people living in the house. It's particularly helpful for people who have 3 or 4 children running in and out of the house. It keeps a calm home. And the light factor, as the different floor plans evolved, the atriums became larger. So the atrium actually became a very usable room, not just a wide hallway getting into the house. And the atrium provided much more light because it was larger. So more rooms had all glass into the atrium as well as glass to the exterior. It was a profound change and improvement. Now, subsequently, Claude Oakland did design a few houses that did not have atriums. And it was known as the gallery house. It has a double hip roof, and it uses the atrium space as a part of this great central room in the gallery house. It's been a very popular floor plan. It has huge skylights which bring plenty of light into that center part of the house, but it is the penultimate open floor plan with tremendous amount of freedom of use of space. It's the sort of house that easily accommodates ample dining furniture for the dining room, together with a grand piano and possibly a big loom, to say nothing of the living room. And people love that flexibility. They also came to understand the value of empty space in a house. The pleasure of having parts of a room open, nothing in it. It's a good feeling. The pleasure of having parts of a room open, nothing in it. It's a good feeling.